Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, and welcome to this video which may very well be the last episode on the VoidCraft server. 1.17 is here, which means that this season will be officially coming to an end, and this will be the last episode of this series, and that means that there is an insane amount of work for me to do. So, first off, the base is not going to be finished. I've been resigned to that fact for a while now, but it's going to be really unfinished, so we need to try and get as much done as possible to make it look finished. See, from inside it here, it actually looks okay. You know, the mountain is fairly complete from this side. That entrance looks reasonable just without this. I need to fill those in. But if we come over the hills here, I have done a little bit more work on this side, but there is just a stupid amount of the mountains that is yet to be built. And honestly, I think this is one aspect I'm just not going to get done. It's going to have to be a very much an aesthetic mountain that's just to be viewed from this side. Then coming inside the base, of course, we have this big storage system slash entry hall, which is still very much incomplete. Now I have been doing a lot of work since the last episode, just filling up all the hoppers behind here to make the sorting actually work, and I'm very nearly there on that. But as you can see, it still doesn't have a ceiling, so I'll need to put a ceiling in. And then there's these hallways leading off, which at the moment just lead to nowhere. So I'll try and make that look a little bit more complete. Obviously, they're not actually going to lead to anywhere. I'm not going to have time to build other rooms. But what I'm probably thinking of doing is maybe making these into caved in corridors. So it at least appears from the inside that it went somewhere or used to go somewhere. It's just now caved in. So it'll kind of fit with the base. And of course, we will have to deliver this, which is the prize pot for the Hydra course that we did in the last episode, to the winner of that course. Now, I'll admit that that course hasn't been as popular as I thought. Only a couple of people have really had a go, and we'll go and check that out in a minute. But at this stage, it doesn't really matter. It's not really about the diamonds. We're very late in the season to be thinking about that. It was really just for a bit of fun, and I think it was. So we'll look into that. So on the subject of the Hydra course, these are the two people we've had play it. We've had Hydra with his time of 44 seconds play it there, and the other person is Curious Crab. Now I'm not going to show or go close enough to that sign to read the time now, because she actually messaged me when she did this and wanted me to record and time her doing it. So I'm going to cut now to that little clip and we'll see how well she did. So you ready to try the course? You familiar with how it works?
Yeah, I spent a very long time trying to work out where to go when it kind of went downwards, because I didn't exactly know where I was going from before then. So
yeah,
I was doing the course wrong, and then I realized, there's a part that I'm missing.
Yeah, I didn't quite have all of them arrowed up. There's a few which don't have arrows, which is kind of why I had the whole video as well with showing the whole course.
Yeah. So I've noticed there's a payment already in here, so...
Yeah, that was Hydra. He has done a timed run. That was on his video I saw. But it looks like he hasn't put it up on the board yet.
So I've got my first diamond going in.
Okay. Well, what I'll do, I will probably kind of follow you around. I'll keep my distance so that I'm not in your way or putting you off, but I'll kind of follow you around as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Did he use a fire resistance or anything like that?
I think he did. He definitely had one with him. I don't know if he drank it or not. It's definitely wise to have, because you can crash into lava if you miss the one that's just over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it without it, just for bragging rights, I guess. And if I need it, then I'll use it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So when does the time start? The minute
I will start the time when you jump off of that ledge.
Okay. Oh, it's more pressurizing when you actually have an official right here.
You know what? I'll turn my back. I'm not even here. Did you go yet? Oh, you're still there.
Okay, here we go. Wee. Oh, you know, I've never done that before. That's it.
You crash into a tree?
Yeah, new diamond going in already. I've never done that before. And then, of course, get that timer ready, sir.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. Hey.
That was a good run. That was a good one.
Yeah, I was proud of that one.
35 seconds.
35, I'll take that.
That is right. Crab did it in 35 seconds, which is a very impressive time, and obviously smashes poor Hydra's time of 44 seconds out of the water there. So we'll be delivering that prize, albeit rather late, and I don't know if she's going to have much to do with it now that there's so little left in the season, but sure, we'll give her the prize anyway and drop that round to her base. First things first though, before we do anything else, we are finishing this room. And I've been giving it a little bit of thought, and you know what? I don't think I even need to finish the actual sorting aspect of the storage system, which sounds very strange to say after spending so long planning out the redstone and gathering all the materials to make that sorting system work. But now that there is so little left in the season, and this is probably going to be my last video, I don't actually need an automatically sorting storage system anymore. So I'm going to prioritize just getting things finished and looking at least some way decent. So we're just going to focus on covering up the ceiling here and getting these tunnels filled in. Okay, and that is this room all finished off. Just need to do the tunnels now and then it'll be finished. I'm hoping a good amount of that actually made it into the time lapse, because I did have to come to and from my base at the capital a couple of times, and whenever I do that, I always pause the replay mod just to make the editing a lot quicker and easier. And I think there were a couple of times I actually forgot to then restart it, so I'm hoping I didn't miss out too much of the time lapse there. Anyway, I think the next job is getting this box out of here, because we are literally at this point like 2 days away, I think, from finishing up the server and closing down the server and calling it a day on this season. So I need to drop this off at Crab's base before we do that. I don't even know if she will actually be on in the next couple of days. She seems to have pretty much finished off her season, but I'd like to drop this off before the official end of the season anyway. So we're going to go and do that now. What in the crab? What were you making? Hang on, let me fly back out here and get a better look at this. Like, this thing's huge. It kind of almost dwarfs a little bit the biome that it's in. Like, what if I go inside it? This thing is insane. So it looks like she was kind of building maybe some sort of giant volcano here, and I'm actually kind of glad to see that it's unfinished. Makes me feel a bit better about all of my unfinished projects. I'm not really seeing much of what you'd actually call a base here though. It seems to just be the giant build. Like, these were the coordinates I was given for Crab's base, but it seems to just be this. So I think I might actually leave the box at her house in the capital rather than here. I am fairly certain that this house is Crab's. I was in here once, like right at the beginning of the season. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is her house. So we're just going to leave this right. Yeah, let's just go right in the middle of the floor there. So there you go, Crab. Enjoy your prize for like the next day or so, if you're even on. But now we need to head back to our base and finish off the work we were doing there, and we need to do it quickly. So here we are back at the base, and I would say there are probably 2 jobs that are absolute musts. They really have to get done before the end of the season, and then everything after that is secondary. The first is filling in these gaps here so that around our supposedly grand entrance to our dwarven base, we don't have these giant holes. And then the other one, as we've already kind of mentioned, is in here, filling in these tunnels so that they're like, rather than just opening onto nothing, they're going to be these kind of
caved in tunnels, so it at least makes the base feel a little bit more complete, not having these giant holes in it, even if it isn't actually really complete with what we planned at the beginning of the season. And there we go, we have our 3 lovely looking cave-ins. I'm actually honestly really happy with how these turned out. I think they look pretty nice and realistic. If we head outside here, we can have a look at what we did on the front here. Now this is honestly pretty simple. It's a very simple design, very, very quick for me to do, but I am, as I've mentioned, very rushed here, just trying to get stuff finished before the end of the season, and at least it looks okay and it kind of matches with the color scheme. You know, then you've got the netherite bricks there, and then the stone bricks and the blackstone, so I think it looks okay. And then the world ended. By which I mean that the season officially came to an end and the server was closed down, which at first I thought was a bit of a shame because it meant that there was so much I was leaving unfinished. But then I realized maybe this is actually a good thing, because it means I can do this. Guys, look at this. It is finished. The mountain is actually finished. Now, yeah, okay, we cheated a little bit and used creative mode / world edit, but you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that because it looks incredible and it just feels so much better to have this actually be a solid mountain instead of what it was before, where we saw at the beginning of the episode how we were just missing the whole back to it and it just didn't look right. I have also been busy in here just finishing off the last little bits of this corridor and also finishing off the forge in here. The forge was something that got a little bit neglected after I built the super smelter behind that dwarven face down there. I had plans for it, and now that I have access to the creative mode, it allowed me just to finish off in here to get it looking somewhat like what I had envisioned it at the start. Now you can see obviously it's not the most complicated design. The walls are fairly simple designed, but I just wanted to get something in here to make it look a little bit more complete and to give an idea of what the general idea I was going for was without going completely nuts with the creative mode and building something that I probably just never in a million years could have built in survival. This feels like something I probably could have done. Honestly, the most unrealistic part of it is probably the floor. That would have been a pain to do, and maybe I never even would have done it in survival. But other than that, I'm fairly happy with what I've done in here, and at least it means that the base is now more or less complete. Now there is but one thing left I want to do here at the base, which is poor Kevin. He needs to grow some more. We can't leave him like this. So I guess, I mean, all plants need watering. So I guess if I just stand here and start lobbing water bottles at him, we'll see what happens. Now that is a bit more like it. Look at him now, how magnificent our Kevin is, how he has grown from that little sapling that we got off of Mr. Magic Blocks a few episodes back. Now I will say I cannot at all claim credit for this design, partly because of time constraints and partly just because I cannot build trees at all. This is not one that I've built, I got it just off of a download that's freely available online. It's a big world full of many different custom trees, so I will post a link to that down in the description. Now there is one more thing I want to do in this episode, because what season finale of a Minecraft series would be complete without some sort of world tour of all the different bases, so we're going to go and do that now.
Well, here we are back at our mountain after checking out all those other builds. I have had an absolute blast making this series and working on the base, and I really hope all of you guys have enjoyed watching along with me. I'm going to leave you here at the mountain, looking down at the mighty oak, which is Kevin, and if you guys want to explore the world for yourself, I'm going to leave a link to the download down in the description, along with any of the coordinates for some of the major locations. As always guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment letting me know what you thought, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future videos from me. Until next time, I've been Matt, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.